Thank you, Prof Chen Nan.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So sorry for the delay. My computer was crashed. So this was the old versions. There will be some changes later after my computer restarted. Okay. So welcome everyone for coming to this briefing. This year we have a bit earlier briefings. So the reason is that we have some new changes to the program. So we want to let you know early so that you can prepare for your next semester study. Okay. So as Junwei mentioned, we are going to start with some program briefings, including some details, graduate requirements, what are the specializations, etc. Okay. After that, there will be Q&As followed. Okay. So my name is Chen Nan. I'm currently the academic director of the Master of Science program, ISE. I'm also the deputy head in charge of all the graduate programs in ISEM at NUS. Okay, so if you have any questions or feedbacks, comments along the way when you are studying here, feel free to talk to me. Okay, so along with me, we also have Junwei, who is the program manager of this program. So he will be in charge of all the cross registrations, day-to-day admin works. So you will have a lot of chances to communicate with him. Okay, so first of all, to begin, I think this is a chance to congratulate all of you to be successfully admitted into this program. So this is one of the most competitive programs in the CDE, College of Design and Engineering. So in fact, our cutoff points among the highest two in the entire, more than 20 programs in CDE. Okay, so that means you are very excellent candidates and they have been selected. So this year we have received over 500 applicants. So I think close to 600 applications. So you should congratulate yourself as well to be successfully admitted into this program. So we trust you can do well in this program and hope you can graduate as well successfully. So coming to the requirements of the graduations, so we have you need to complete 10 graduate courses with a grade point 3.0. Okay, so from this year we changed the term CAP to GPA. So the similar terminologies with many universities. So GPA will be greater than 3.0. So among all the 10 courses, you have choices of a few core modules. We call it compulsory foundation courses. And also you can take a few elective modules. So in total, there will be 10. So out of the 6 compulsory foundation modules, you can choose any 4 out of these 6 to complete or to fulfill the requirements. At the same time, you can also choose up to 6 elective modules from our list. Okay. In certain cases, if you find that some courses outside this program is interesting that can benefit your career, you can also apply to take the courses outside this program. So that will be subject to approval from both our departments and also the host department. Okay, so for example, you want to take something in financial engineering, so you can do that. If they have the vacancy, they allow you to take, and you also apply to us, justifying the reasons why you want to take it. So you have the chances to take up to 2 courses outside the program. In terms of the period of studies, we have more flexibilities under this new scheme. So for part-time students, you can have a minimum 2 years to complete and a maximum 4 years to complete the program. And for majority of us, I believe we are all full-time students. So the minimum duration will be 1 year. You can finish the program the fastest within 1 year. Okay. In normal circumstance, you should finish it by 2 years. So you have a flexibility to determine whether you want to graduate in 1 year, 1.5, or 2 years. So you can plan your cross registrations accordingly so that you can graduate by the desired time. Okay, so I know some students may have the demand to graduate within 1 year, or they want to graduate with 1.5 years or 2 years. It's up to you. Okay, so you can decide what are courses you want to take and what is the workload you want to have. Okay, so this is a recommended workload for the students. As I mentioned, under these new systems, it doesn't matter how many courses you have to take. It's just a recommended normal workload. So this is for your reference. For full-time students, typically we recommend 4 courses per semester, even though it sounds a bit few, okay, but I think the workload is quite significant. It has a lot of homework, projects, and exam, etc. Okay, if you can stretch, you can take 5 courses. That is probably the maximum you can take within 1 semester. Okay. So for full-time students, if you want to maintain a valid student visa for foreign students, okay, if you are holding the student pass to be in Singapore, to maintain the student status, you have to take at least 3 courses per semester, okay, except the last semester. So the last semester, you can take whatever left, okay. Before the last semester, every semester, you should have at least 3 courses. Okay, let me take a break for 1 minute. Let me set up the computer that has just been restarted. Sorry. Okay, so sorry for the delay. So let me use a new set of slides. Okay, so yeah, we have gone through this part. This is a period of candidatures. So as I mentioned, this is a recommended workload. So for foreign students, I think if you want to graduate at different period, so this is something you can consider, right? So if you want to graduate within 1 year, so the workload would be 5 + 5. So you can graduate within 1 year. If you want to graduate within 2 years, in 4 semester, the recommendation would be 3 + 3 + 3 + 1. Okay, so this should stretch out the entire period to 2 years while fulfilling the student pass requirement. So if you want to graduate within 3 semesters, that you have more flexibility. It can be 4+4+2, or 4+3+3, or other combinations. You have more flexibilities if you want to split these 10 modules into 3 semesters. Okay. So as I mentioned, it's important that you plan ahead and know what is the period you want to graduate. In some unexpected scenarios, you may want to change your plan. Talk to us about the possibilities, and we will try to accommodate as far as possible. Okay. So during the period of studies here, if you have a certain cases, you will need to apply the leave of absence. We can allow you to have up to 2 semesters of leave, not counting towards the maximum candidature period. Okay. So for example, if you have medical leave, or if you have some other issues, you want to take a break from the study, you can do that. You can write to us to take a leave for entire semester. Okay, you can do so for 2 consecutive semesters or 2 separate semesters. So if you are not taking the leave for the entire semester, for example, if you have the need to take a business trips or medical leave for a short period, you can also do that. We allow 3 weeks maximum leave within 1 semester to be taken. But if you need to ensure that you can fulfill the course requirement, so check with your course lecturers what will be the policies for the missing classes, missing exams, or missing assignments. Okay, so how can you make up those things with your corresponding course lectures? So if you want to apply the leave of absence, you can apply through the EduRec. So this will be the central portals for all of your daily activities, course registrations, leave of absence, or other issues. Okay, so make sure you save this link so you will use it often. So in our ISE programs, we have currently 4 areas of specializations, namely data analytics, engineering and service management, and operation research system engineering. Okay, so for each of these specializations, you can find the corresponding basket of modules or basket of courses you can take on the website. So here I just want to give you the overview of this specialization. So to have the specializations in any of these 4 areas, if you need to take enough courses within each basket, and the overall GPA will be greater than 3.5. Okay, so notice that this 3.5 requirement is higher than the normal graduation requirement, which is 3.0. Okay, so if you want to graduate with specialization, we have a higher requirement. Okay, so this 3.5. At the same time, each of us can only take 1 area of specializations. Okay, you can only take at the most 1 area of specialization. You can do so at beginning of every semester. So you can also change your specializations along the way. So the last declaration is final. Okay, so your last semester, if you choose any specialization, that would be your final choice. Along the way, if you are uncertain, you can leave it open, or you can choose some specialization and change to another one. But the last final choice will be the specialization you choose at the final semesters. Okay, you can also choose not to have any specializations. In this case, you will have more flexibility in taking your module. So you don't need to take any specialization if you don't want. So again, if you want to declare any specializations, you can go to this EduRec. Under the academic plans, you can declare what is the area of specialization you want to focus on. generally at the beginning of each semester, you have a chance to declare these specializations. You can also not to declare anything. Okay, so you still have a chance to change and revise later on in the subsequent semesters. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with the NUS grading systems, so this is a rough overviews for the courses taken from engineering. Okay, so in the entire CD, we follow the same grading systems. So we have a letter grade for each of the course, and each letter grade corresponds to 1 grade point. Okay, so for example, for grade A+ and A, they have a grade point 5.0. And for grade A-, that'll be 4.5, B+, 4.0, etc. So if you look at the average 3.0, which is a graduation requirement, that corresponds to the grade B-. Okay, so that means on average, you will need to achieve a B- and above to graduate successfully. And if you want to graduate with specializations, the average grade will be B and above. Okay, so the GPA will be the weighted average of all the modules and corresponding to the grade point you obtain in each of the modules. In most of our modules, we have a grade point, we have a modular credit with 4. So this will be a simple average, okay? But there are special cases. For internship modules, you will have 8 modular credits. And for some modules outside the program, they may have 2 credits, okay? So when we compute the GPA, the weight will be considered. So I believe you are familiar with these systems. Okay, so for a candidate who is absent for the examinations without a valid reason, so you will have a F. So F will be 0. Okay, so pay attention that all the courses on your transcript will be counted towards the grade point calculations. Okay, so if you have a D, which is 1.0, so that will be appear in your transcript, and it will have to consider it or calculate these numbers in your GPA. So you can think about it. If you have 1D, then you want to get the average of 3.0, then you will need to have at least 1A to compensate for this 1.0 grade. Okay. Yeah, so I will skip this. This will be the simple weighted average of all the points you have. In each of the semesters, there will be a checking on your academic standings. So if your GPA accumulated until this semester, if your GPA is larger or is greater than 3.0, you will pass and continue to the next semester. Okay. If your GPA falls between 2.5 and 3.0, you will receive an academic warning. If your GPA is between 1.5 to 2.5, for the first instance, you will receive academic probations, which is more severe than warnings. Okay, so in any of the 3 cases below, you will be dismissed from program. So that means you will be terminated and not graduate with a degree. Okay, so the 3 scenarios are listed here. The first scenario is that if your GPA is smaller than 1.5 in the first semester, okay, so you will automatically be terminated. And the second scenario is that if you fall under this probation zone for 2 consecutive semesters, you will also be dismissed. And the last case, if you fall under these warning zones, 2.5 to 3, for 3 consecutive semesters, so you will also be dismissed. Okay. So this is the dismissal cases and for all the academic warning probations. I hope none of you will fall in these categories. Okay, this will be, you will have a lot of pressures to work harder, extreme hard to pull up your grades to be out of the warning probation zones. Okay. This is especially important in your first semester, okay? Because you are coming from different universities with different expectations, different language, different culture. It can be very different from US. So make sure that you can adapt well and have a reasonably good performance within your first semester. So you can gauge what is the effort required to be in this passing rounds. Okay. So this is the illustrated diagrams for the progressions into different cases. Okay, so in the first scenario, if your GPA stays within this 2.5 to 3.0 for 3 consecutive semesters, you will have a warning first, probation second, and the dismissal last. Okay, yeah. So I hope none of you will need to use this chart in the future. Okay, since you have been selected among very competitive candidates, I believe you have the capabilities. Okay, most likely this will be due to other reasons, not academic reasons. Okay, so for the graduation requirements, as I mentioned, if we need to pass at least 10 modules with average 3.0, you can only take more than 40 units, 40 MCs in the last semester if your GPA falls below 3.0. So that means if you need to have more than 1 courses to be able to graduate. Okay, and of course, on the condition that you are able to pull out or pull up your GPA to be 3.0. Okay, but pay attention that if you are taking more than 10 modules, you need to pay additional tuition fees. The tuition fee is for the 10 modules, 10 courses, okay, in the program. If you have a pass course, you cannot repeat to improve your grades. So let's say if you are one of your course, you get the D, which is 1.0, okay, and you want to repeat the module again so that you want to make it to 4.0. So this is not allowed, okay, so you cannot do this. So I know some university allow this type of repeating, or you call it swapping in Chinese, but we do not allow this, okay. So if you have a D, then there will be a D. You have no chance to make it something else. So if you fill a course, depends on what are the courses you fill. If it's a core modules, then you must repeat the course. Okay, so that means if you have F in your core modules, you have to repeat it. Okay, and if it's elective modules, you can choose to repeat the course or take alternative courses subject to approval. Okay, but in either cases, the F course will have 0 grade, and that will be counted towards your cap GPA. Okay, so the 0 grade will not be overwritten even if you repeat the courses, that will still be 0. So let's say if you have a 0 in the first case and you have a 5 in the second case, okay, which is A. So both of the grades will be computed. On average, this is equal to 2.5. Okay, so this will be a 2.5 equivalent grade if you take the average of 2. Okay, so this is some clarifications on how we can take courses or repeat the courses, etc. So in this semester, the online registration of courses will start in July 26th until August 8th. So this will be lasting for a few rounds. In the first round, you will be automatically given the core modules, and you can choose the elective modules if you want. Okay, so the places to register courses will be also at the EduRec, and you can find what are the brief descriptions of different courses and what is the timetable Okay, you need to make sure that the courses are not arranged in the same time, and also the exams are not happening in the same place, same time. Okay, so this will be the you still have a long time to decide what are the courses you're going to take. So as I mentioned, we will have a few rounds of course registrations. The round 1 will be July 26th to July 27th. You have 2 days. Remember, you need to log into the website to take your course. Some of the courses will be pre-allocated to you. Okay, so for some of the courses that are very popular and exceeding the limit. So let's say if the class can only take 70 students, but we have 100 students registered, then there will be a ballot. So some students will be like a lucky draw, right? Some students will be chosen, while the others need to take some other courses instead. Okay, so this comes the reason for the round 2 and round 3. So round 2 and round 3 are for the students who are not able to take their first choice, and they need to have other courses to fulfill the requirements. Okay, so pay attention to the time. The round 1 will be July 26th to July 27th, which is right after your phase 2 registrations. The round 2 will be August 1st to August 2nd, and round 3 will be August 7th to August 8th. Okay, so you also have a chance to withdraw some modules, but there are deadlines. So for example, if you withdraw before August 28th this year, then there will be nothing happens. Okay, so you won't affect anything on your transcript. But if you withdraw a module after this time, okay, you will have a W grade on your transcript. So this will not influence your GPA, but you will have a transcript on this module with letter grade W. Okay, so people know that you withdraw these modules. Okay, so if you withdraw the modules even later, until October 2nd. Okay, so this is the time. If you withdraw after this date, you will have an F grade. So that means your withdrawal has no effect at all. It will be a F grade for you on this module. To us, you have taken this module, you got F grade. Okay, so make sure if you want to withdraw some certain modules, do it before August 28th or latest by October 2nd. Okay, if you do it after October 2nd, there will be basically no effects. Okay, it's better just to continue and finish the modules. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, so if no questions, then let's go to the most important part. So as we mentioned, we have 6 compulsory modules, foundation modules. So the reason for these compulsory modules is because many of our students coming from a very different background. Okay, so they may not have taken these modules during their undergraduate studies. So the foundation modules or core modules serve as the foundations to continue in the program, because many of the knowledge, skills, and techniques will be very important. Okay, but at the same time, we also recognize that we also have a few students, or quite a few students, who are coming from industrial engineering background or similar background. Some of the courses you have taken before. Okay, it also makes no sense for you to repeat the same courses. And you can have a better choice to take some other electives that is more interesting and beneficial. Okay, so as a result, we come up with this scheme called the waiver of the foundation courses. That means if you believe that you have enough knowledge on this 5 or 6 or 4 of the foundation modules, you can apply to us saying that you want to have a waiver to take these core modules. Okay, If you can demonstrate that you are able to pass the courses without issue, then you will be waived from taking these core courses. And instead, you can choose any other electives you want to have. Okay, so that means you have less core modules to fulfill and have more freedom to take elective modules, the optional ones. Okay, so for the first semester, we will have 2 core modules here, 501, 502. Sorry. So it's not. Okay, so in the first semester, the coming semesters, there will be 2 foundation courses, which is the 501 and the 504. The first one will be on the operational research. The second one will be on probabilities. Okay, so if any of you feel that you have learned these courses before, please, you don't want to learn it again, okay, you can write in by fulfilling the. You can submit these waiver forms by July 11th. Okay, so which is 1 week later. Okay, so 1 week later, you need to submit your applications. That means you want to be considered to waive this to any one of them or both of these core modules. Okay, so here is the forms you need to fulfill to submit to Junwei. Okay, so later Junwei will send this form to through email to all of you. Okay, so along with the applications, we will need to also have the transcripts highlighting what is the modules you have taken during the undergraduate studies, and also what is the syllabus. That means the outlines, the content covered during these modules. Okay, so we will consider the contents and also in terms of coverage and also depth to decide. Okay, so if you want to apply for the waivers of the core modules, make sure you submit your applications by July 11th. Okay. So for those of you who would like to be considered, you need to sit in this waiver exam, which happens in July 24th. Okay, Monday. Okay, so July 24th, Monday, it's a face-to-face exam. So the reason we want to have this briefing early is for you to prepare for your travel if you want to attend this exam. Okay, so if you want to apply for 501 waiver exam, which is the operation research, that will happen in the morning 24th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, so the exam mode will be paper pen based exams. You don't need to be like a perfect mark to pass this waiver exam. Okay, so we will set a threshold as long as you are satisfactory, and we believe that you can pass the modules. If you take it, then you don't need to. You will be granted the waiver. Similarly, for the 504, that will be taking place in the afternoons between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So the exam will be at the same values, but you will need to use your laptop to take the exam on your laptop. Okay, so we use the exam software. Okay, so don't worry about details. If you want to sit in for exam, we will give you instructions how to download the software and how to set it up. Okay, so the result will be given to you immediately. Okay, so within 2 days. So remember, our course registration will be starting at July 26th. So you will know the results, whether your waiver is successful or not, before July 26th. Okay, so that you can choose your courses accordingly before your round 1 registrations. Okay, so this is the reason that we arranged this exam a bit early, okay, July 24th, so that you have enough time for us to grade, and also you have a chance to change your plans in your registration. Okay. Okay, so aside from this, let me give you some sort of brief introductions to the certain modules so that you can know what are the courses you want to take for the next semester. Okay, so the first three are the core modules for the 501, 504, and 505. So as I mentioned, 501 is basically the operation research, includes the linear programming, network models, nonlinear programming, inventory models, and the queuing theories. If you have taken something before with the relative depth, you can consider to apply for the waiver. Okay, you don't need to take it again if you pass the exam. So for 504, though, this will be the engineering probabilities, which will talk about the basic probability theories, Markov chains, and also introduction to simulation tactics and the stochastic models. Okay, so again, if you don't want to take it, you can do so by applying and passing the exam. Okay, so some students, they may take these two modules before, but they feel that they already forget most of things. Okay, you want to learn it again, that's fine. Okay, as long as you can think it through. Okay, so what do you want to obtain from these modules? Whether you want to learn knowledge, new knowledge, or whether you want to get a good grade, or whether you want to have an easy life by taking something that you have already know. Okay, so whatever rationale is fine as long as you think it well. Okay, think it through. We offer you these flexibilities. Okay, so you can decide which path you want to go through. So aside from these two core modules, we also have 505, which is engineering data analytics. It focuses on the descriptive, predictive, and the prescriptive analytics with focus on industrial engineers. Okay, so it will also cover some data visualization and the management method. For example, the SQL language, the data visualization using the Power BI or Tableau or Python, etc. So this will be covered for this 505. Okay, so because of the nature, we don't have the waiver exam for the 505. But if you don't want to take it, you have a choice not to take these core modules. Okay. So these are the three core modules we offer in the first semester. Okay, you can think about it and decide how you want to take these core modules. So these core modules are arranged at different days, so you can have a chance to take all of them if you want. So this slide, I highlight a few electives. Okay, we have more than these 4 electives for you to choose in the first semester. Okay, so these 4 modules are something special. So I want to give you a highlight here. So the first module is 5600. So this is applied programming modules. More specifically, it focuses on the pattern programming. Okay, so you introduce the data structures, object classes, recursions, debugging efficiencies, etc. Okay, so as you can see, this is a very basic introductory pattern programming modules. So this is only recommended to those who have no background in Python, okay, or very limited background in Python. If you want to have more trainings, you can take these modules. Okay. On the other hand, if you have already used Python well in different projects, you feel that you are able to do most of the projects in Python with a little bit learnings and online search, please don't take it. Okay, so you will not benefit from these modules a lot. Okay. Okay, so these modules, even though we call it applied programming, basically it focuses on Python. It's an introductory Python courses. Okay, so if you are already very familiar with it, do not take it. Okay, again, if you want to have an easy life, of course, it's your freedom to choose it. Even if you are expert in Python. So the second courses are IE 02. So this is a new modules we have. This module will focus on the supervised machine learning algorithms, including the decision trees, part vector machine boosting, networks, etc. Okay, so you will learn some basics supervised learning algorithms in these modules. Okay, I believe you will need to use Python for some of the projects in this modules. Okay, so the IE 5209. So this is also a new modules we have in this incoming semester. So this is called ESG and Net Zero Principles and Cases. Okay, so these courses will focus mainly on the sustainability issues, decarbonizations. Okay, so as you can see from the name, so the decarbonization is a very important areas in many of the companies or government agencies. So we want to provide the students some basic knowledge on this decarbonization or sustainabilities. Okay. So the reason I want to highlight this module is because this module will be arranged on Saturday. Okay. So it's not a typical weekday night courses. If you want to take this, pay attention to a timetable. Okay. I believe it's on Saturday afternoon. Okay, so the last modules that I want to highlight here is the IE 5881. So we call it selected topics in industrial engineering because this will be a trial courses for more permanent topics. Okay, so this year, in this courses, we will cover some data-driven financial analytics, including pricing, portfolio optimizations, risk management, etc. Okay. I think you also need to use R for programming to crunch data and to do some optimizations, including the portfolio optimization, reinforcement learning, etc. Okay. So this is 5881, even though it calls selected topics, but in this year, it will be talking about data-driven financial analytics. This module will also be counted towards the data analytics specializations. Okay, so this will be data analytics. So if you take these electives, this module will be counted towards your data analytics specialization requirements. Okay, so these are the 4 elective modules I want to highlight. There are many other choices of electives. You can take a look at the website and to decide what is the one that you are most interested in. Okay. So aside from these common modules, here are also 2 special courses I want to highlight. The first course is the internship modules. Okay, so by taking these internship modules, you are allowed to take full-time internship for 4 months and up to 6 months if you consider the semester break. Okay, so this internship module will cover 8 MCs. Okay, so the reason we have these internship courses is because for most of the foreign students who are holding student pass, you are not allowed to work full-time in Singapore. Okay, so either taking an intern or doing other full-time job, you cannot do it. So to facilitate our students to find a suitable internship, you can take this course, and this will allow you to work full-time for 4 months. Okay, and during the semester break, you are also free to work. So a typical arrangement for internship, if you want to take 6 months internship, you to start from January to June or July. Okay, or you can also take the internship from July to December. So this will give you a 6 months internships. Okay, since you are new student here, right? I recommend you to focus on the studies in your first semester. At the same time, you can look for interns to start in January. Okay, so in the last semester from January, we do have quite a lot of students doing different internships. The ones I know, including the Infineon, the semiconductor manufacturing companies, the Shopee, the e-commerce companies, some oil and gas companies, etc. Okay, so they do have quite a few chances to work as interns in the company for full time. Okay. So this is the course that we provide for the students who would like to work after graduation. So this can give you some hands-on experience and something that you can use to increase your chance to find a full-time job offer. Okay, this is not compulsory. If you don't want to take this internship, that's fine. Okay, but remember, this internship will be 8 module credits. That means 2 courses. Okay, if you take this, then you will need to plan for the rest of the courses well, especially if you want to graduate with specializations. Okay, so another special course is called research projects. We have 2 research projects, 5909 A and B, so for 2 different semesters. So this is a research project. You can look for an advisor. You want to work on certain research topics. You can propose that topic and work on this topic for 1 semester. And at the end, you will need to submit a report and make a presentations. Okay, so we have examiners to give you a grade together with the supervisor. Okay, so again, this course is not compulsory. It's mainly designed for the students who want to continue their PhD studies after graduation. Okay, so these research projects can give you some exposure to certain research problems and give you some research experience. And in certain cases, okay, you may even have publications after 1 or 2 semesters research. Okay. So these 2 courses are basically some special provisions for students who have different demands. Okay, the first one is for the students who want to work here, and the second one is for students who want to continue the research like PhD studies, either in NUS or in some other universities. Okay, so it's up to you to decide whether you want to take them or not. Okay, so aside from these academic related issues, here are some special announcements. First of all, since the COVID or pandemic has ended in almost all the countries, okay, so we will return to face-to-face lessons and the final exams. In fact, we have already returned to face-to-face last year. So this year, there will be still face-to-face lessons and for final exams. Okay, so no more excuse for any remote exams or remote lessons. Okay, so that will not be entertained. And the second issue is that all of our official announcements or important updates will be sent to your NUS email. Okay, so make sure you set up your NUS email and check it every day. Okay, if you have your personal emails, you may want to set up the pop so that it can automatically pop up in your email app in your cell phone. Okay, so many of the course-related or admin-related announcements will be sent to your NUS emails. So our course management will be using this canvas. So all the courses will be placed on the canvas. Okay, so you can take time to be familiar with the with website. Okay, we'll use it for the cross learnings and updates, and it will also have the quiz, homework, exams, etc. Okay, and also for the briefings by the CDE, so that will happen August 7th, which is Monday, 10 a.m. at LT7A and engineering auditoriums. So this is for every student within CDE. Okay, so you can also attend these briefings. So we will also, our department will also have these physical briefings when you come here. Okay, likely in the same week, August 7th. Okay, so the details we send to you. We will have our department orientations. Okay, it's more like a chance for you to know each other, to mingle together with other program students, Okay, because most of the important information have been shared during this briefing. Okay, so the orientation is mainly for you to know each other, okay, to make friends. Okay, also due to the increasing cases of fraud, I want to highlight that be alert and be vigilant about any scams. Okay, so here I highlight a few important news. Okay, so in Singapore, in the first half of 2022, the top 10 scams have make 227 million lost. Okay, so this is quite a lot of money. Okay, and we do have foreign students in Singapore lost over 300,000. Okay, and there are many cases like this. This is not just to scare you. Okay, so we do have cases among especially the students who just come to Singapore, who are not familiar with the culture, the rules here. It's easier for you to become a target for those criminals. So stay alert. The advice is that before you do anything related to money, to transfers, to any other issues, talk to your trusted persons. Okay, so right now many things can be fake, including the voice, the numbers, the videos, even the videos. Okay, the mails, some of the couriers, they can be fake. Okay, so before you take any actions, think again and talk to your trust person, your parents, your close friends. You can also talk to us. Okay, so if you are not sure whether this is authentic or this is something scam, you can talk to us as well. Or you can also call the local police, because many of the scams involve the authorities, like Singapore police, saying that you are making certain suspicious transactions or you are making some suspicious wrongdoings. You need to pay certain amounts of money to be whatever. Okay, and they ask you to be quiet, do not talk to anybody. Okay, so this cannot happen. Okay, so there's no such cases. You cannot talk to anyone. You don't need to make it confidential. Most of the cases happens because you are being quiet. Okay, as long as you talk to your parents, you call them, you video them, then many things will become clear. Okay, I do heard cases that some people pretend to be authorities from China. They give you a FedEx documents. Someone hands that to you in person. Okay, saying that you are making some breaking some laws, and you need to take this action and that. Okay, it sounds very real. Okay, but in fact, it's not. Okay, so in Singapore, the only authorities that can take any legal actions is Singapore police. Okay, no other foreign entities can take any legal actions here. Okay, so don't be easily trapped into these scams. And some of the phone calls, as you know, the GPT or AI generated content, AIGC, they are very sophisticated right now. They can just record a voice, and based on this a few samples, they can generate the voice that are very similar to you. Okay, and the call numbers can be fake as well. So I heard cases that they call their parents with their numbers or pretend to be their numbers and using the voice that has been generated to be exactly the same or very similar to you. They ask you to transfer money to some accounts. Okay, so the parents can be trapped as well. So talk to your parents as well. Okay, so let them to be alert. Don't transfer money to someone who they don't know or some account they don't know. Okay, so this is a very important stuff. If you are not sure, talk to us. We are happy to help. Okay, so some other things will be quite straightforward. I will not go into the details. This is a portal for you to manage your studies at your rec there. Okay, so important, check your emails, go to your web portals, and check your Canvas announcements. So these are your most important part for your life here in ISE. Okay, so I think I will stop here and welcome any questions and comments for things that you don't know or you're not sure. You can either ask here or you can send us email. Okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you. So let me see. I have some information on the chat. If you have any Q&A or questions, you can, I think, share in the Q&A sessions, or you can directly unmute yourself and ask. Okay, I got one. I think some of the questions have been answered by Junwei. Okay, so if you are not sure or if you are not clear, you can ask again. So this one, we can take 2 courses from outside program. If I have such an idea, my curriculum could be set as 8 ISE. Okay, so for the courses you want to take outside the program, yes, in simply speaking, you can take 8 ISE courses and the 2 courses outside the department. Okay, you will need to apply to us to say which courses you want to take. We will need to make sure it is relevant to the program. Okay, right. For example, if you take a tennis or Japanese language, those obviously are not relevant. We will not be able to approve for that. But for something else that is similar relevant, you can take that. So this is on our side. However, there is also approval from the host department. Some courses are very popular. For example, the courses in computer science, they will have many students trying to take them. They are very unlikely to take students from outside their department. Okay, so if you apply to them, likely they will not give you these courses. Okay, so this is on the feasibilities. In terms of the additional price, I think so far, if you are taking the courses from other College of Engineering courses, any other courses from College of Engineering, you don't need to pay additional tuition fees.
Yes.
Okay. You don't need to pay additional fees. For courses that is outside the College of Engineering, it is case by case. Okay. So for example, if you take MBA courses, likely you will need to pay additional fees. But if you are taking something else, maybe there is a mutual agreement, you don't need to pay extra fees. Okay, so this is a case-by-case scenario for any courses that is outside the College of Engineering. Okay, I hope this answers your questions. Okay, so let me see if I have anything else.
Yes. If they wish to take 5909A in this semester, is it okay? Or the project module?
For internship modules, it is allowed to take in semester 1. Okay, but I don't think you have enough time to find the internship, especially if you are not here already. Okay. Of course, if you are able to find internship before the semester starts, you can also take it in semester 1.
How about the project?
There can be multiple modules held within a day, with some modules be available again in subsequent semesters. Okay, so for most of the modules, will only be offered once a year. Okay, so every year, okay, so these are the modules that are going to be offered. So if you want to graduate in 3 semesters, of course, you will see these modules again. Okay, but if you want to graduate in 2 semesters, it's possible that most of modules are not going to appear again. So there's only 1 or 2 modules. I think they are offered twice twice a year. So which means they are offered in both semester 1 and semester 2. One is the supply chain modeling. I think that you can take it in both semester 1 and semester 2. But for most of the other courses, they only offer in one semester. Okay, most likely they will be continued in the next year. Let's say human factors, they will offer this year and also next year, semester 1. If the course request allow us to apply for increase the classroom capacities. I don't understand exactly. Okay, so for some of the courses, the capacity are limited by the classroom. Okay, so the classrooms, they can only hold 80 people. Then if there's no more vacant classrooms, we cannot increase the capacities. Okay, yeah, so for some other, probably it's possible.
Okay. So, yeah.
Okay, so I think for the first semester students, you will be able to have most of your courses in the registration, in the round 1 registrations. For the appeals, these are mainly for the cases where you want to take courses outside the program from other departments. So you will need to get the approval from them and also approval from us. So these are the cases you need to have appeal. For normal cases, you don't need to use these 2 rounds. Okay. Okay, so at the beginning of the registration, I choose the area of specializations, whether it has been accepted. So area of specialization is automatic. Okay, so as long as you declare, then it's fine. It's more like a plan. It's not a final award. So whether you are going to be awarded an area of specializations, it will be at the end of your study. Once you fulfill the requirement on the courses you have taken and also on the GPA 3.5, then you will be awarded an area of specialization. Before that, it's more like a plan. Okay, so no need to be approved. Applying for the, okay, so during your applications, you specify the area specialization. That will not be automatically transferred to your system. Okay, you will need to declare the specialization again. Okay, some of you have declared the specialization when you apply. That doesn't matter. Okay, you can still change or declare it in your system. For double confirmation, does the student need to take either the industrial attachment or research project to qualify for? No. Okay, so the industrial attachment and the research project is not part of an area specialization. Okay, so you don't need to take any of them to be qualified for area specializations. Can we take 5766 in our final semester when we have already obtained 36 credits? Okay, so this is a sort of a gray areas. I would say, based on my current understanding, you probably can do so, but you will need to pay additional fees for that. Okay, so as we mentioned, this tuition fee is for 10 courses. But anything beyond that, even for field modules that you take again, you probably need to pay additional fees.
Yes.
Okay, but the details is not out yet. Okay, so I will advise you to plan as if you are going to pay additional fees for the cases you mentioned. There will be career fairs organized by NUS Center for Future Ready Graduates. You will receive the emails from them. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure when will be the career fair. Okay, so I think they have twice a year, one in semester 1, one in semester 2. Okay, I think I have answered this.
Yes.
Okay, so the same question. Internship is not required to your AOS. Okay, it's not compulsory. Okay, yes. For AOS, you can declare your AOS every semester, beginning of every semester. Can I not choose internship? Okay, yeah, okay, good. Any other questions I haven't answered?
Yeah. If you want, you also can unmute yourself.
Okay,
Then,
so
yeah.
a bit more on the internship. Okay, so I think a few questions, a few students are asking about it. So first of all, it is not compulsory. Okay, it's not related to any of the specialization or graduation requirements. We don't need to have internship if we don't want. Okay, the second of all, for the requirement of internship, you will need to have the company's offer letter. Okay, must be all official internship positions. Likely the company is also going to pay you some small amount of money for this internship. This is between you and the company to negotiate, okay, what is the salary that they are going to pay you. In terms of the scope of the internship or the interface, we don't have any constraints, okay? As long as you feel this is relevant or this is benefiting your career, benefiting your future job, you can do it, okay? But you do need to write a report and then make a presentations after the end of your internship. So during your presentations, you will need to describe what is the industries you are working for, what is the companies you are working for, within the company, which departments you are working, and what is your job, and how that relates to the day-to-day operations of companies, etc. Okay, so just make it as if you are applying for full-time job offers from them based on your internship results. Okay, you want to report to your boss or even your boss's boss on what you have done, okay, how valuable you are. Just think about the final presentation as if this is a full-time offer presentations, okay? For 581, the prerequisite, I believe it has a prerequisite. You need to have a programming background, some probabilities and optimization techniques. Okay, so these are the backgrounds you will need to have. If you are not familiar with these issues or with these techniques, I recommend you not to take it this year. Okay, you can wait until 1 year later when you are more familiar with the knowledge in optimization, statistics, probability, programming, and then you can take it again. I would say highly likely this course will be offered again in the next year as well. Okay, so you can still wait. The internship can be done in China. I think it will be very difficult because you need to have a full-time study here, right? So if you do it in China, you probably will not be able to fulfill some of the course requirements. Most of the activities will be face-by-face, face-to-face.
Yes.
Okay, of course, during the summer, let's say after your exam, end of April until the early August, if you want to do some interns in China, in other countries, it's up to you. It's a holiday period.
Okay, any questions? If not, don't worry about that. You can still email to me or Prof Chen Nan if you still have any other doubts or question.
Okay, learn all the compulsory courses semester 1 and the others in semester 2. Yes, but I don't think we have 4 compulsory courses in semester 1. We make it balanced, so you have 3 core modules in semester 1, 3 in semester 2. Okay, probably you cannot take all the 4 out of 6 in semester 1. Okay, about the duration study plan, you can plan yourself whether you want to take it in 1 or 2 years. You can plan your workload accordingly. Yeah, from finance background, it's possible to finish in year 1. I cannot say too much because this is a very personalized plans. For some finance backgrounds, they are very technical, very mathematical. So probably you will have it be easier. But some other finance programs will be less mathematical. Okay, so then you will have a harder time. Okay, so based on this information alone, I probably cannot recommend too much. Yeah. Okay, so this for those of you who joined late, don't worry. These sessions are recorded, so you can watch the recordings later for certain things you are not clear. Okay. So the slides will also be made available to you. Okay, so you can the Jun will send you a slide later.
Yes.
Yeah, preconditions for 5A1. Yeah, I think I told you already, right? It's a prerequisite. Yeah, for the courses that you are not sure, you can take the register first. Okay, you sit in the classroom in the first week. You will have a chance to talk to the instructors. What is the prerequisite? What is the mode of assessment? Whether he or she recommend you to take the courses based on your background. Okay, if you feel that it's too demanding, you can still drop it. Okay, so for students who are taking internships or full-time jobs in the day, it can be possible that you may not attend the courses on time. You can talk to your instructors. Some of the instructors, they may start a bit late to accommodate these students. Some instructors, they may have recordings available. Okay, so we don't have a consistent or uniform requirement for each of the courses, how they want to deliver it. So it's up to the professor to decide what is the best way. Even for attendance, some students, some courses they have attendance, some courses don't. So some courses they may have participation marks. So for example, if there will be some in-class discussions. If you don't say anything, be silent, then your participation score will be very low. Okay, so make sure you understand what is a component of the assessment.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else have any questions?
Is it possible to check the course list for
Course list for semester 2, I think it's already finalized. I'm not sure whether June will send to you.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I think June we can share with you the course list for semester 2.
Okay, I will send
There
to
could be
them,
minor changes, but more or less that will be the course list. Okay. Any other questions? So I think the most important part, so as for now, okay, is to decide whether you want to apply for the core waiver. If so, you need to apply by next week, next Tuesday, July 11th. Okay, and prepare to come early enough so that you can take the exam on July 24th. Okay, so this is the most important part for now. Other things you can still have time to decide. And of course, beyond the course registrations, I think many other things you have more than enough time to decide after you come here. Right? Okay, so if you do not have any other questions, I think we can stop here. And it's very glad to see all of you here, and hope to see you in person in August. Bye-bye.